Hello and welcome to a very special Friday stream. Today with me I have one and only Manny, who did a lot of the artwork on Kung Foot, so that's going to be our focus for today. And obviously we haven't played Kung Foot since Orb came out, so we're going to try out some Dusk with it. But before that, how about you introduce yourself, tell people what you've done, who you are, kind of let them know.
Sure. Name's Manny. Well, go by Manny.
Wait, your name isn't actually Manny?
It's weird, right? Everything says that I am. My handle is, my username, all that stuff. So you know what? Maybe eventually it'll change that way. But
what?
I'm a staff illustrator for BMG. So I work on environments, weapons, characters, UI, whatever hard assets, hard illustrations we need. I have a tendency of working on those podiums, whatever else. And that's generally the overview of what I do. The biggest and latest thing was the Kung Foot, like maps, foregrounds, background. I actually have been working on more background stuff, so the rework of like Grumpy Temple, yeah. Sweet. And we did the full rework of the foreground on that as well. So you would see, a big change from a two-dimensional, completely flat view to like a more three-dimensional thing, as well as like a rework of the perspective and all that stuff in the background. So things like that. The recent Shovel Knight map, like the podiums as well. Like I was big on, did the rendering for the Halloween podium, as well as and the chests, the actual chests themselves. So the big chest hard assets, I worked on every single chest so far.
Wow.
So
Okay.
There's let's see. One of the latest ones was the Elemental chest.
Okay.
And I work alongside Jade, who is our special effects animator, to make that happen. I do the actual art for the chest itself, so that big box that you see, as well as the podium that it's on, and whatever else that needs to be a hard asset. Because the idea that Matt pitched to me, who is our founder, he pitched the idea that everybody pitched in to make this happen. Every legend in Brawlhalla would pitch in.
That's part of the story of this.
Yeah.
Map. Okay.
So this up here, that was my idea of what Nash's contribution was. Is this giant T-Rex
That's
skull.
Actually really awesome.
Yeah, this one as well is Nash pitched in with his mammoth tusks and stuff like that. So down here, Bodvar, part of his ship. So on and so forth. All of these, lots of skulls. Nash brought most of the equipment. That's what it looks like to me, I think. And Ulgrim, did some forging and faceting and stuff like that. And Scarlet might have been responsible for putting everything together. That's the lore inside my head behind the storytelling of this map.
That's actually really cool. That's something that I never really thought about with this map.
So Dusk to me might be my favorite way to play Kung Foot.
Okay.
I don't know if he's the best, but he is definitely very good. Because he has this horizontal send, the side air. That's just very good to me. So immediately, to me, it feels like he has the right angles to play Kung Foot very well. And can always just kind of keep the ball in control. I say that and I just auto-scored. But you know what? Ultimately, people better than me will kind of have a better grasp on how to... Yeah. But he has some really, really nice sends. And, obviously, you have a lot of control with your neutrals and your side lights and stuff like that. He puts a stop with the side light, so that makes it, immediately appealing. There you go. There's that little initial combo you could probably use. Yeah. When somebody's getting really overly aggressive with their play, they leave their, it's about balancing where you are. You can't do one thing over and over again. You can't be overly aggressive in one area and then try to do something else elsewhere. So you have to just kind of find your spot and play your role, I think, as well as you can muster and communicate with your teammate.
I was getting really excited about what this Lucian was doing. So the Lucian on the kickoff has been going for this recovery, right? And oh gosh, now I'm playing like garbage because I'm talking. But
no, you're good.
Off the kickoff, he's been going for this recovery, and so I've been beating it out with my Lucian neutral signature on the guitars. And so he was trying to beat me back with a weapon toss after the recovery to kind of stuff me before I can get the neutral sig off and the ball will go past. That didn't work. Then he switched to doing dares, and that did work. And then I changed it up. I started doing guitar recovery.
So much counterplay.
And it was just this back and forth that was really interesting to me, and I was enjoying it and watching it, and then I realized that we're streaming and I have to be presentable.
But yeah, it was one. But I saw somebody rocking that the Nye skin, the Day of the Dead, and that was one of the ones that was so jazzed to be able to finally do.
Yeah.
Because I could not have been happier with their reaction to it. It was the first time that I think that it ever clicked for my parents, like that what I was doing was special. Because they're not that familiar with the games industry, obviously. It's just not their background. But seeing them react to this specifically became something very special to me.
That's really cool. There's a lot of meaning to these skins.
Yeah, these in particular were absolutely vital for me to push for getting in the game. And, you know, thankfully, everybody was super on board with the idea and just like 100% behind me, like really diving hard on some of that stuff. And Jordan and Dave and everybody else who worked on it. I think Rachel worked on this as well. I can't remember if she was here at the time actually, but everybody who worked on it did an amazing job, and I couldn't be happier.
But that's like
fantastic.
A decent bit of the kind of art that I've seen come into the game has been a little bit of a passion project for most of the artists. They care a lot about the things that they put into it, and it shows in the work. The work is really cool.
It's one of those things that, like, if you have a story, if you have like a personal background, if you have something that like means something to you, it shines through in your work, no matter what it is. It doesn't even have to be artwork, but it can not literal artwork. It's something that you make. It's just, you know, it's gonna resonate with people. So you want to make those experiences for others and for others to enjoy. So we get to do that. We actually get to do that with our community. So it's, you know, it's even more special that way.